Yo, what's going on, guys? Pineapple Sway here. Today I'm going to be doing my review for The Batman. Before I get into it, though, there's going to be spoilers. To be going in depth about the movie and how I feel about it, giving a review on it. So just letting you know, if you want to avoid spoilers and if you're interested in seeing the film and don't want to, know anything about it, just click off this video. It's not going to be for you because I'm going to, go in depth about the movie and there's going to be spoilers. So just letting y'all know that. And also to just have some gameplay of Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Knight in the background. Um, so yeah, just if you guys don't want to have any spoilers or be spoiled, if you're looking forward to the movie, this is not the video. I will post a non-spoiler review in the coming days, but for now I'm just going to do a spoiler review. So, once again, if you want to avoid spoilers, please click off. So let's get started. Um, about the Batman. I loved it. I thought it was an absolute amazing movie. 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Don't really understand a lot of the hate towards it about the movie being slow paced and just overall just a lot of people have just been saying it's slow in general. I thought the pace of the film was great. Yeah, it sits at 3 hours long, but I feel like for the story that was being told, 3 hours is pretty good. Honestly, with the story that was being told, it could have been a lot longer. Could have been a 4 hour, 5 hour film. It's just so much to it, and it goes really in depth into the lore of Gotham and just Batman in general. And I feel like it was told perfectly, and I feel like 3 hours was a good set time to tell the story that they were going to tell. Um, second, I'm going to begin with the beginning of the film is probably the best part of the film. They set the tone immediately at the beginning. Um, basically, if you guys have paid attention to the trailers and everything about the film, the Batman is basically going after a bunch of guys who are basically targeting citizens of Gotham, and we get to hear the Batman basically narrate what's going on in the city, what's wrong with the city. It's his second year doing this, and he basically keeps everything in a journal and keeps notes of everything. And he also has these contacts, basically, like I guess detective contacts that he puts in his eyes that can record and pick up audio. So he always, when he goes back to his Batcave, he always makes sure and watches over, the what he picked up for that night, and then he writes in his journal, talks about it. But the beginning of the film basically is after this group. I think they were Penguin thugs. I'm really not sure, or they could have just been riding and destroying the city just for fun. But basically, it shows the film that he's basically been targeting them, and he's basically after them. And a lot of people seeming to be afraid of Batman, because there was some sequences where a guy was robbing a store, and another guy was like doing a bunch of vandalism and stuff like that, and then they see the bat symbol in the sky, and they just completely stop what they're doing and just run off. They're just like, no, we're not gonna mess with them. So Batman, he puts fear into the eyes of the criminal world. But back to the beginning though, basically he takes on the thugs, and the guy's like, what are you supposed to be? He says, I'm vengeance. Beats the crap out of him. I mean, it sets the tone of the film immediately. Um, and it was honestly a really good fight. Everything about it was amazing. It was crazy. And well, also too, the true beginning of the film was the Riddler targeting someone, and you get to see the Riddler and his motives and what he's trying to do fairly early in the film, and I think it's great. Uh, the Riddler was amazing, really good villain. Honestly, looking back on it, I did not think the Riddler was a good villain choice for the film, but the Riddler was played perfectly by Paul Dano. He absolutely killed it. Uh, it's really him and Batman, just a bunch of mind games. Um, Also to Falcone and Penguin. Wasn't known as Penguin in the film. He was preferred to be called Oz uh, throughout the film. They were played really well. Catwoman is really well. One thing though I do want to talk about, which was interesting, they basically took inspiration. I think it's the Tall Tales series of Batman, basically where his parents are corrupt, and they did really well with that storyline. basically Bruce Wayne finds out the truth about his parents. And coming into the movie, that's kind of what I think most people like suspected, uh, just because from the trailers and stuff, that's how it seemed. Um, Another thing too, a lot of stuff that me and my friends talked about and kind of predicted is that Hush was gonna show up, and in another one, my friends mentioned that the Riddler is basically more than one person and is an ideology. Um, Tommy Elliott was mentioned in the film, which means Hush could be in the universe in the future, which we found really interesting. And the whole Riddler ideology thing is the Riddler, although he is one guy, he has a following. And basically, uh, Riddler eventually does get caught, but he basically has his following do the dirty work for him and complete his mission, and that is to basically uncover the truth and destroy the city by basically flooding it. And one good part of the movie I loved was the confrontation between Batman and Riddler in Arkham Asylum. It was amazing. For a little bit, it made you seem like that Riddler knew basically that he was Bruce Wayne. It seemed pretty obvious, but didn't seem to know that he was Bruce Wayne, even though he seemed to have it down that he knew, but he just didn't know. It's kind of weird to explain, but that sequence there throughout the film was amazing, and a lot other things too. Just the Riddler, the mind games he played with Batman, and the whole detective thing. We really got to see the world's greatest detective come to life on a big screen. And another thing too I liked about this Batman, with Robert Pattinson is just the fact that this Batman showed fear. He was afraid. I feel like a lot of adaptations of Batman it shows that Batman is invincible. When he's not, he's human. He's gonna make mistakes. And this Batman, I'll tell you what, he made a lot of mistakes. He screwed up a lot, and he was very stupid and careless in what he did. I think in the future he's gonna learn from his mistakes and become less careless. Throughout the film, we basically see a heartless Batman, as I like to put it, slowly, uh, I guess, get a heart throughout the film. At the end of the film, you get to see that he understands, what he must do and what he must become to really save the city. He can't be a ruthless vigilante anymore. He needs to learn from that, and I feel like it was done really well. Uh, his growth throughout the film was crazy. Uh, Other things too, um, the Penguin had a very good story, and the whole car sequence between him and Batman was amazing. Probably the best part of the film. But another thing too, a lot of people were saying that there was a big twist in the film. Uh, the I assume the big twist was that Catwoman's father is Falcone. Uh, that's what it seemed to be. That's what we thought. It's probably what it is. Didn't really see it as a big twist though. It's kind of interesting. She ends up admitting that she or like he is her father. Like halfway through the film, and also too a lot of stuff. Um, Back to the Riddler. The whole just cat and mouse, if you will, between Batman and Riddler was amazing. Uh, Done really really well, and all the fight sequences and everything was amazing. For a 3 hour film, you know, like I mentioned earlier, the pacing was not slow. There was always something happening. Another thing I loved too about the film was just Bruce Wayne's narration on the city and everything. Reminded me a lot of Watchmen between Rorschach's Journal. Watchmen's one of my favorite superhero movies, and I just loved that sequence that they had and added of him just narrating about the city and talking about it. Um, it's really cool and really interesting just to hear his thoughts and opinions, how he feels about the city. Something I hope they keep up with for a sequel, because I would love, to hear what he thinks about his city. Um, lastly, I guess to say, or just two more things to add. I'm just gonna say this: the Joker is in the film. He shows up at the very end. He talks to the Riddler, and basically, he's not the Joker yet, but he basically mentions uh, that he's gonna slowly become the Joker. So we could see him in a future film, possibly teaming up with the Riddler. Not really exactly sure though. Um, and also too, in my opinion, I feel like to the people who do see the movie or who have seen the movie, I feel like it is on the same scale with The Dark Knight, if not better than The Dark Knight. And I know it's a little tough for me to say, but that's how I personally feel about it. I feel like the movie was amazing. I feel like the ratings it's getting is a little dumb in my opinion. Uh, don't listen to the critics. Don't listen to the reviews. It's amazing. I'd recommend it. Uh, and to my followers and friends who have seen it, let me know down in the comment section how you feel about it. It was an amazing movie. I can't wait to see what the future holds with this. The entire cast and crew killed it. Robert Pattinson is definitely my favorite Batman now. Uh, Crazy enough to say that because 2 years ago I was kind of skeptical about him becoming Batman, but he absolutely killed it. Matt Reeves killed it, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. It was a crazy movie. Um, and I'm gonna be posting my non-spoiler review soon. Uh, so yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the gameplay. That's how I feel about the Batman. Amazing film, and yeah, it's really all there is to it. Peace out, guys.